Hello, welcome to Oxford Heirlooms. This is an introduction to project number 34, which I'm calling Bishops and Bonnets. Now, I've got the plural in there because I'm making twin dresses for little girls who are 1 year old. So I'm making 2 bishop dresses and 2 little bonnets. Okay, what I'm planning to do, it's going to be a little white dress. It'll have ecru lace with ecru entredeaux at some of the locations. The main body of the smocking will be ecru, and it'll have little pink flowerettes with little green leaves, and then pink ribbons on the bonnet. Okay, now the pattern that I'm using for this. Okay, for the dress pattern, I'm using Chery Williams Bishops and Bonnets. And pretty much any bishop pattern that you have will work. So you don't need to necessarily have Chery Williams. I've just had this for a long time and I really like it. The smocking plate that I'm going to be using is called Priscilla's Collar and Bonnet by Luann Lamar. And I'm not really sure this particular smocking plate is still in print, but it might be because it dates back to 1985, so I'm not really sure. But I'm going to use a portion. This will only have 6 rows of smocking since this is only for a 12-month size, but I'm going to use a portion of the next smocking to do the bonnet smocking. Now the materials list for this particular project. I'm using things from out of my stash this time. I haven't really ordered any new materials. You'll need 2.5 yards of white batiste. Now I've got Swiss batiste and it's 60 inches wide, so I can get by with 2.5 yards. And also, since I'm putting the lace edge and some pin tucks on the bottom of the dress, I won't have like a 4.5 inch hem, so that saves a little material too. You'll need 1 yard of 1/4 inch pink silk ribbon, 2 yards of 5/8 inch pink silk ribbon. You'll need 4 each of 3/8 inch pearl buttons, 8 yards of 5/8 inch ecru French edging lace, and 6 yards of ecru Swiss entredeaux. And then the DMC flosses I'm going to be using. I'll be using Blanc, which is white, to do the back smocking around the neckline. The main body of the smocking will be ecru. I'll use 605 pink for the little flowerettes, and number 369 light green for the little leaves. Now I'll put this materials list up as a slide in just a little bit. Now I've got my materials set out here. It doesn't look like a lot, but that's okay. You know, this is a fairly, except for a lot of smocking, because I've got the 2 entire bishop necklines and 2 bonnets to do. It's a fairly simple little project. So I've got my white Swiss batiste sitting out. I've got my 5/8 inch ecru edging. This is not a Moline lace, and I can't really tell if it has a bob inside. So it's just a nice little lace. I've got my ecru entredeaux, my white floss, my ecru floss, my 605 pink, my 369 light green. These buttons I bought at one of the big box stores, but they are pearl buttons and they are 3/8 of an inch. So that just, I sometimes keep these little buttons in my stash for small projects. Now my silk ribbon, sometimes when I'm making a project, I order just enough ribbon that I need for the project. But in my stash, I also keep some pure silk ribbon that I've ordered. Let me see if I can zoom in here. I ordered it from this company called Ribbon Connections, and their website is www.ribbonconnections.com. And they're the only source I've been able to find for spools of pure silk ribbon that's double-faced. It's not finished on just one side. So I've got my 5/8 inch pink ribbon, and I've got my 1/4 inch pink ribbon. But, you know, I keep the ribbon, I think I keep white and ecru and pink and a light blue. I just order spools, which they're not inexpensive, but, you know, silk ribbon is just much more superior than using nylon ribbon that you can buy at the big box stores. Okay, all right, so once again, this is an introduction to project number 34. I'll be making 2 little bishop dresses. It'll have the lace on the bottom. I'm not going to hem it. It'll have 3 pin tucks, some little flowers embroidered along the hemline, and then a white bonnet with ecru lace, ecru smocking, in pink little flowerettes with pink ribbons to tie. So I think this is going to be just a really sweet little project for these little twin girls who are turning 1 year old. But thank you.